that melt. If it's your first time here, consider hitting the like and subscribe button because we talk about OU football, college football, sports every single day here. What's good? I see folks already in the chat. That's what's up. I saw there was a Georgia fan here early, like 4 hours early, talking noise. We'll get to that in a second. But first, I want to talk about something that's been kind of bugging me all weekend, which is this idea behind recruits and stars. Like, we like stars because they give us an idea of just how good these kids are at playing the game of football. They make us feel good as fans, right? We like to say 5-star, 4-star, 3-star. And when it works to our benefit, we like to say no star, right? We like to say that nobody thought this kid was going to be any good. He came to our university. Our coaches molded him into the kind of player that he has become. But, you know, I need to say this. And I said it late last night. And Nancy, what's up, Nancy? Nancy saw it. Nancy retweeted it. At Oklahoma, we don't count stars. All right? We don't count stars. We don't care how many stars you got once you get here. Once you get to the University of Oklahoma, everybody starts at 0 stars. All right? Everybody. Every single person at the University of Oklahoma starts at 0 stars. What's up, Terry? You know, look, we don't care. You know, I don't care if your name is Tanner Mordecai and you're playing for a state championship. We'll get into that a little later. I don't care if you're Jaquaylin Crawford and you come from Rockdale, which is a small town, you're playing for a state championship. I don't care. All right? I don't care if you're a walk-on at Texas Tech and a walk-on at OU and you won the Heisman. All right? When you get here, when you step foot on the University of Oklahoma's campus in Norman, everybody gets treated the same. We don't care how many stars you have. We care how many consensus All-Americans we have. We don't count stars. We count consensus All-Americans. And we have more than anybody else ever. All right? Anybody. Anybody. That means that our coaches, our program, turns out better college football players than the rest of the country. Right? That's number one for why Georgia is in for a rude awakening. Because at OU, you got to earn it every single day. All right? One of the things I loved about what Coach Stoops had to say about Baker Mayfield when he showed up. Oh, Robert Lane with the $25 super chat. We're 2 minutes in, Robert. You, what's up, man? I was trying to wait to the roll call. Robert, you, what's up? I just started following Robert on Twitter. He saw me out. I was his first follower. I was very proud of that because he hit me up, said what's up. But Coach Stoops said to Baker Mayfield, look, fam, I don't care where you come from. I've seen you play. I know you're Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. I know you're great at Texas Tech. I'm glad you're here. But you're going to have the same opportunities as everybody else here. Look, if I'd have looked at Baker Mayfield and I'd have put him right in the rotation with Trevor Knight, said, Trevor, this is your new competition. No, that's not how Coach Stoops does it. That's not how Lincoln Riley does it. That's not how OU does it. You have to earn it every single day. All right? This is why I'm not... I read this story. I'm hot because I read this story on Gridiron Now, which I'll link here in the chat, and I'll put it in the description later. But it was basically saying, look how many 5 stars Alabama has. Oh my goodness, look how many 5 stars Alabama has. They have more 5 stars than other universities combined. So what? Hey, Sydney, what's up? We don't care. We went to New Orleans in Alabama's backyard, and we styled on him. We styled on him with Trevor Knight at quarterback, all right? Not to mention we styled on him with Kirby Smart as the defensive coordinator at Alabama. You know, we got all these blue chip players and 5 stars at Alabama. We got all these DBs. Landon Collins was DB in that backfield. You know, we knew what we were up against, and all we did over there was we just styled on him. Derrick Henry kind of ran, but that's about it. That's about it. What'd the defense do? What'd the defense do? Tell me what the defense did, Georgia fans. I want to know, what did defense do against OU in the Sugar Bowl 2014? Nothing. 0. You know, we took what we had, which was not a whole lot, by the way. We had Trevor Knight at quarterback. We had Brennan Clay at running back. You know, do you even remember who we had at wide receiver? Because I do. Guy by the name of Sterling Shepard, another guy who had to earn it. Hometown kid, Oklahoma City. Went straight to Norman. Styled on him. Styled on all of y'all. We don't care. All right? We don't care how many stars you got. We don't care how many 5 stars, 4 stars, -6 stars. At the University of Oklahoma, we count consensus All-Americans. We count championships. All right? So y'all new here. Tell me about that Liberty Bowl in 2016. Tell me all about that. Tell me about that, how y'all got styled on about Texas Christian. You know, the same Texas Christian we mollywopped twice in the same season. Tell me about that. Tell me all about that. Tell me about the Belt Bowl, Georgia. All right? I want to know what it takes to win in the Belt Bowl, huh? Tell me about the Tax Slayer Bowl, Georgia. Tell me about that. Was it hard? Tax Slayer Bowl? That got some tradition behind it? I don't know. You know, all I know is that we've been playing the Sugar Bowl twice, Orange Bowl, playing the Rose Bowl. You know, we've been in the granddaddy of them all more than one. Where y'all been? Where y'all been? I don't understand. You know, forget it. We'll get back to Georgia in a second. I see lots of folks. Yeah, Horsing Solutions. Check it. We don't curse in the chat because kids read the chat. All right? You can talk trash. I'm talking trash. We don't curse in the chat. All right? You curse in the chat, I'm going to put you in timeout. All right? Keep it family friendly. Talk trash, talk noise. Folks in the chat like to talk trash and talk noise, but keep it family friendly. It's football. It's fun. All right? Don't make it personal. All right? It don't need to be personal. Don't need to be profane. All right. Roll call. I see Brendan McPherson's in here. Sydney was in here. Terry was in here. I know I missed somebody. Trapper, what's good? Let me see. Foolish is in here. Foolish Demon. That's a name. Charles is in here. Scott's in here. David's in here. Jay is in here. Bryce is in here. Marshall's in here. Medico, what's up? Scott's in here. Clay's in here. Dred's in here. Jackie, what's up? Brendan, what's good? Jay, what's good? Laura, what's good? Devin, what's up? Okie, what's good? Robert, Andrew, Craig, Sean, Baker, Valerie, Jeff, Apache Phoenix, I like it. Zachary, what's good? Bill, what's up? Norman, what's good? Crank, what's good? Doc, JSL Carpentry, I like it. John, what's up? Reggie, what's good? Nancy, Cade, what's good? Anybody in here? Georgia fans, you want to say hi? You want to introduce yourselves? Y'all just gonna lay in wait and try to... What's up, Marshall? You know, Eagles, what's up? Y'all gonna... Miles, what's good? Abe, what's good? Yeah, Bulldogs just gonna try to go over here and spam the chat again instead of saying hi, saying how are ya? You know, this is partly for y'all. Y'all supposed to get in here and talk some noise, but apparently y'all running scared. That's okay. That's okay. That's the other reason that it's okay. All I heard from Georgia in the comments of these videos, including the one that was kind of built to troll Georgia fans, and they took the bait, and now it's got like 7,500 views. It's kind of funny. So check it. James, what's good? Sooner. So what does Georgia have? Break it down to me. What does Georgia have? They got Roquan Smith. Oh, Zachary! That's what's up. I appreciate that, fam. $10 in the super chat. Yes, I like it. I like it. I like the profile pic. That's what's up. That's what's up. What's Georgia have? Okay? What's Georgia have? Georgia has a pretty stout run game. Okay? Pretty stout run game. All right? Malachi, what's up? You know, I like their defensive line. I like their defensive line. I can't fault them. I would love to have that defensive line, okay? Like, they're fast, they're quick, they're nimble. I would love to have Roquan Smith at linebacker, even though he's kind of a safety playing linebacker, 6'3", 215. Kenneth Murray weighs more than Roquan Smith. Whoa, Paul! I appreciate that, fam. Look, I love the live shows. I'm glad you like the live shows, man. I love doing the live shows. Like, one of the things I talked about last Wednesday was doing more live shows because I don't have class, you know, through Christmas. I still got to write my book, though, coming out October 23rd, 2018. It's called Let It Bang. That's called a book plug. Anyway, what does Roquan Smith have? He has size and speed of a safety, right? He doesn't take false steps. He's great at wrapping up and putting people on the ground. He's a missile on the blitz, right? But outside of that, I don't see anything in the secondary to be scared of other than Aaron Davis. And that dude didn't play against Auburn. Like, their nickel safety, to me, is better than Roquan Smith because he's got more responsibilities. He has to cover more ground. And he's able to make up for mistakes with his speed. He's another walk-on that had to earn it. You know, I'm always going to have a soft spot for walk-ons. Make me feel better, RJ. I'm a Seahawks fan. Tell me something good, Gonzo. So, you know, look, I like that. I like Aaron Davis. I like what Roquan Smith can do at the weak side, and I like the defensive line. Outside of that, you don't have a passing game, fam. What's up, Matt? You don't have a passing game. Look, if you make Jake Fromm beat you, you're going to lose. You got this kid back here that what? Who's he got? Who's he got catching passes? Look, if you don't have Sony Michel and you don't have Nick Chubb running the football, averaging 5 yards a carry, you have nothing. You're done. And not only that, you play in the SEC, which is cool if you want to play pro-style offenses, but you've never seen us. You've never seen a team like us. The closest you got was Mizzou, right? Which was Drew Lock and a throwaway coordinator in Josh Heupel that used to be at OU. And Drew Lock still put 250 and 4 touchdowns up on you, Georgia. Like, if Drew Lock can do that to you, and Trevor Knight can do that to Kirby Smart's defense, what do you think the 6'0" Savage is going to do? Look, Look, man, that's the Heisman Trophy winner. He is the best quarterback in OU history. He's the most efficient passer in college football history. How do you think you're going to stop that? What? You're going to try to drop 8 into coverage? Fine. We'll hand the ball to Rodney, hand the ball to Trey, hand the ball to Abdul. What? What are you going to do? Huh? You can't bring 8 in the box and drop 8 at the same time. I know football and I know math. That's not going to work. All right? I hear you about the defense. I hear a lot about how OU is ranked 57th in the country in scoring defense and total defense. Nah, James, you good. I'll graduate you. I'm glad you came through. Look, I don't care, right? Because Mike Stoops is 4-1 as a defensive coordinator since he returned against SEC teams. And the last time he got styled on was by a Heisman Trophy quarterback. And guess what? He's got the Heisman Trophy quarterback now. He doesn't have to worry about that, all right? Your run attack, your I formation big sets, your twins right, it's not going to work because that's Mike Stoops' wheelhouse. That is the one thing that Mike can do well. He can coach 4-3 principles. And the way that Georgia plays football, you're forcing him to put 4 men on the line and put 8 in the box and say, okay, we'll hit our run fits and we'll wrap up and we'll tackle. Have you seen Kenneth Murray Jr.? Because I have. You know, Big 12 co-defensive freshman of the year. Next great OU linebacker. You know, I've seen him. Have you seen Caleb Kelly? 5-star linebacker. Y'all like stars over there, Georgia. He's 5-star linebacker. Playing weak side. Playing the Roquan Smith. You know? Have you seen that? I know everybody wants to talk noise about Emmanuel Beal, but Emmanuel Beal's been coming on strong late. Like, we don't really have a weakness in linebacker. Have you thought about that, Georgia? That we have forgot guys. We have guys that people have forgotten about. All right? Not to mention, I got a video coming out later next week about the one guy that should terrify Georgia. And his name is not Baker Mayfield. Okay? People in the live chat, y'all gonna know this. But his name is Dimitri Flowers, fam. His name is Dimitri Flowers. Dimitri Flowers just, he could play whatever position there is on the field. All right? The man could play guard if you wanted him to. He can play tailback. He can play kick the extra point. All right? There's stuff in the playbook that nobody's seen. Okay? But here's what we know. We know that Dimitri Flowers has had all of 36 touches this year. 13 carries, 23 catches. He's got 8 touchdowns, man. That means basically 1 in every 4 times he touches the ball, he's going for 6. And it's not like he's a short yardage kind of dude. 52-yard touchdown pass. Anybody remember that against Baylor? I do. What's up, Ryan? You know, like, the closer we get to January 1st, the less that I'm afraid of Georgia. I'm not. I'm just not afraid of Georgia. You know, we've styled on Kirby Smart. You know, Roquan Smith's going to get his tackles, but Roquan Smith is one guy. What's up, Junior? Anyway, I want to get to some of y'all's thoughts and some of y'all's observations, some of your questions. So I see there's a lot of folks in the chat. I see there's a lot of people who've been staying. Let me see what we got. I see lots of boomers. Sooner, baby. Sooner all day. Bradley, are you a Georgia fan? Because if you're a Georgia fan, you need to stay so. Georgia's physical. Oklahoma has hogs in that line that are physical too. Real talk from Demon right there. Real talk. Ryan says, best matchup for Oklahoma is playing Georgia out of playoff teams. Oh, wait. Am I reading that right? Best matchup for Oklahoma is playing Georgia out of all the playoff teams. Oh, yeah. I would agree with that. Yeah. I would agree with that. Let me see. Hey! Mama, what's up? I got no picture and no audio. Anybody else having that problem? Anybody else can't hear me? If you can't hear me, you should say so. Anderson and Flowers are offensive guys and linebackers on defense. Yeah, I can see them being keys. I can see them being keys to the games. Do you think if OU wins a national title, the perception of the Big 12 would change? So that's a good question. That was put by Miles Montoya. Do I think the perception of the Big 12 will change if OU wins a national title? Okay. Yes and no. You know, like, so the stigma of the Big 12 is that we play in a pass-happy offense. Or we play, the league is full of pass-happy offenses, right? With no defenses. So until you play a Big 12 team, you're going to feel that way because you see lots of points being scored. you see Baylor put up 41 on OU, and all of a sudden you want to call OU just trash, which is not exactly true. Gary Patterson actually said this. Gary Patterson said, look, I coach one of the best defenses in all of football, and I'm telling you that if you would play OU and you would play Oklahoma or Oklahoma State, they put up 35 on you too. So I think you got to look through it through those lenses, right? You got to see what the teams that play us all the time are having to say about it. And then when we go out of conference, what do? We put up 31 on Ohio State. You know, everybody wants to forget, like, Ohio State wasn't good. Like, they didn't win the Big Ten championship. You know, you want to penalize them because they got stroked by Iowa. If they played Iowa again, we know that they would drop 55 on Iowa. But, you know, fine, whatever. Hold on to it if you want to. Okay? We know this. We know this. We know that we went to New Orleans. We went to SEC country, and we stroked Alabama. We stroked Auburn. So, yeah, I think it will change because it would have to, because we'd be the defending champs. But I think it would be a lot like what the ACC has had, right? Which is Clemson has raised the profile of the ACC because, you know, Florida State and Jameis with the whole flip-flop fall down thing kind of hurt them. Oh, JSL Carpentry. That's what's up, fam. I appreciate that. Man, Carpentry, he's in the comments battling Georgia fans. I like it. I like it. Like, so I get notified every time there's a comment on a video. All right, so I peruse some, I respond to some. If I see myself tagged in them, I usually try to respond to them if I see them, right? But Carpentry, he's taking on all comers all the time, and I like it. He sees Georgia fans in the comments and be like, no sir, you don't get to go after my Sooners. I like it. I like it, man. Hey, take it easy on the mic, RJ. Oh, Bradley wants to say Iowa State. Okay. Let's unpack Iowa State, all right? Let's unpack Iowa State for just a second. Does Iowa State have a winning record? Yes. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Is Iowa State doing anything that anybody else in the Big 12 couldn't do? No, except Kansas. Except Kansas. Kelly, what's up? Is Iowa State locked down Matt Campbell with an extension because they know that he's doing big things up there at Iowa State? Yes. Yes, they did. Jamie Pollard is no fool. He knows that Matt Campbell could have taken that Tennessee job, introduced y'all to the air raid, and then welcome to defensive hell, right? As soon as y'all get an air raid coach in the SEC, you're done. Get somebody who's dyed in the wool from Mike Leach's air raid, right? Right? Give them the head coaching reins instead of hiring Jeremy Pruitt. You know, hiring these running defensive-minded coaches. I think you're colluding. I think SEC is colluding to keep air raid coaches out of its league because they get exposed. Because they get flat out exposed. Can you imagine if Georgia had to face an OU air raid and Oklahoma State air raid week in and week out? They catch 5 losses. They catch 5 losses, fam. Right? It'd be Bill Snyder going in the SEC East, even after dropping the game to Vanderbilt, be walking into the title game because it's that trash. You know, who you got over there? South Carolina? Trash. Florida? Trash. Kentucky? Horrible trash. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Get out of here with these run-heavy offenses. No, that's the thing, though. I keep saying it. Football has living, breathing schemes. They live and they breathe. You have to evolve with them. And the fact is, the offensive forefront of football is played in the Big 12. Thanks to Mike Leach, right? His coaches are littered throughout college football, but especially the Big 12. And all they do is put out these offenses that put up points. And every time they go and they play an SEC team, what happens? Sonny Cumbie destroyed you, Georgia. Destroyed you in the Liberty Bowl. Again, tell me about all the prestige that comes with playing the Liberty Bowl. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. Let me see. Derek says Anderson and Flowers, offensive guys, and linebackers on defense. Let me see. I saw that one. Let me see. Hank, what's good, Hank? Let me see. Bama's trash. I agree with this, Marshall. Bama is trash. Laura says Mike Leach is a controversial figure in Lubbock these days. Yeah, well, he's a controversial figure everywhere he goes because Mike Leach believes that there are things bigger than football. You know, like one of my favorite things about Mike Leach is listening to him talk about things that aren't related to football at all. Like let him dish on weddings. It's fun. Let him dish on oh, wow, Trapper. MVP will be Connor McGinnis. Trapper says the MVP of the game will be the place kick holder. That's what's up. Trapper with the hot take. That's what's up. Let me see. Okie Club. Lincoln Riley would win a title if he coached LSU for the first 3 years. I think Lincoln Riley's going to win a title in his first year at Oklahoma. Like, quite honestly. You know, he's got a better shot at winning it with us than he does with an SEC team. Speaking of which, Kelly brought up this point over on Twitter. She said, what do I think record-wise would change if Bob Stoops was the head coach at OU instead of Lincoln this year, right? And I was thinking of it as a big picture question, not just a record. First of all, I don't think the record would change. I think we'd still be 12-1. I think we still have that loss to Iowa State, right? Because Bob didn't call plays. He stopped them from being called. Like he might have saw a defense he didn't like, you know. Leach was 100% right about weddings too, Sydney. That's what's up. He stopped defenses from being called. He stopped some offenses from being called. And the infamous punt again, Bob, you know, to Tyreek Hill, that was all Bob, right? So I don't think anything would be different. I do think, and I know Lincoln Riley would be a head coach elsewhere had Bob not stepped down when Bob stepped down. And I don't think enough credit has been given to Bob for stepping down when he did step down, all right? Think about this for just a second. Back it up. Say Lincoln Riley's still the offensive coordinator, right? And Bob Stoops is still the head coach. What stops Lincoln Riley from being the first name thrown out for Tennessee, right? I mean, think of all the head coaching jobs that came open this year. Tennessee, Florida State, Oregon, you know, Mississippi State, Florida, you know, Nebraska, you know. Hey, Darrow from Hawaii, I like it. You know, I don't think that Bob gets enough credit for doing that because he sewed us up with Lincoln Riley. You know, and we like that marriage. We like that marriage. Speaking of Mike Leach and weddings, we love that marriage, right? Because it feels like nothing has changed. Yeah, Chad Moore's now at Arkansas. Yeah, right? Wait, Marco Polo says he's on an air raid. No, that's a good point. We'll see. I would expect him to run an air raid. If he doesn't run an air raid. Oh, you know who ran an air raid in the SEC? Now that I'm thinking about it, you know who ran an air raid? Bobby Petrino. Bobby Petrino ran an air raid. Bobby Petrino cleaned up the SEC too. Remember that? Remember that? I remember that. And then he took his girlfriend for a ride on a motorcycle, had to screw it up. So every time there's a well, Missouri runs an air raid, but they run an air raid with an okay quarterback in Josh Heupel's air raid, which ain't really an air raid. That's why he got ran out of OU. Bob was grooming Lincoln for head coaching job for years. I like to think so. No, Texas A&M does not run an air raid. They ran something like an air raid. They didn't run an air raid. So I've actually done a lot of research here about this lately because I'm going to put out a bunch of videos. What's up, Professor? About how to run the air raid and what air raid principles look like because I'm really strict about what an air raid is. For instance, you can't run an air raid and have guys playing different positions. All right? An X is an X, an H is an H, a Y is a Y, a Z is a Z. Okay? You don't have Percy position like they did at Florida. Like people tried to call that an air raid. That's not an air raid. It's not an air raid. Okay? It's not an air raid when most of what your quarterback does is run with the football. That's not an air raid. That's why Gus Malzahn's offense is not an air raid. I mean, it's a spread, but it ain't an air raid. You know, throwing the ball all over the yard, sorta, kinda. But the principles, and I'll get into this, and this is real inside baseball, and I'll get to it a little bit later. Tennessee did not run no doggone air raid, Bradley, especially with Derek Dooley. That wasn't air raid. I'm gonna get off this air raid because now I'm catching feelings. Gonzo says, Spurrier didn't run an air raid at Florida, but his wide-open vertical game lit the SEC up. Also true. Also true. Let me see. Braden Quinn says, OU is the only team in the top 4 to not play an FCS team. Ooh, winner. There's a good point. Talk about strength of schedule. I still got problems, though. I said this a lot, you know, in the lead-up to the playoff. But how can you make Clemson the number 1 team when their losses to not just Syracuse, a bad Syracuse. Okay? Syracuse with a losing record. You know? And also a Syracuse team that beat a Pittsburgh team that beat Miami. I don't understand. Like, I don't get that. Somebody needs to explain that. Because our loss is to a team with a winning record. You know? I don't understand. So that hits me in the feels when we talk about FCS teams and who we played. Not to mention Alabama scheduled doggone Mercer in November, which, come on, man. How are we going to reward a team for scheduling a cupcake of cupcakes in late November? You know, expecting to just ride into the SEC title game and then get stomped by Auburn. I don't understand. I don't understand. Let me see. Who else we got in here? Let's see. I'm looking for questions. Let me see. Man, y'all having some infighting. Do you think Oklahoma's D will stop Georgia's run game? I think they'll do enough. All right. So Georgia averages 263 yards rushing on the ground. Okay, 263. That's a big number. It's a gaudy number. It ain't like the 450 that Barry Switzer's wishbone was averaging. Fight me, Georgia. You know, it ain't that. So it's a lot. 263 is not a small number. But yeah, I think they're gonna do enough. Do I think that, you know, Georgia's gonna get 150 on the ground? Probably. But that's also because they're gonna hand the ball off 35, 40 times a game. You know? And Nick Chubb is a great running back. Sonny Michel's a great running back. But, you know, when you're running clock, you can't score. Not as fast as we can score. Which is why I said earlier, if OU has the ball with a minute left to play, we win. Right? Georgia's not built to play from behind. You know, we can play from behind. We can play from the front. We've already shown that if we get a big enough lead, we're going to sit on the ball. Lincoln's going to sit on the ball. You know, against TCU, he ran the ball 12 straight times to run out the clock. You know, so don't let us get a big lead because we'll sit on it. Georgia can't afford to sit on it, man. Their whole offense is built around being ahead. They have to be ahead. Their defense has to hold up. So I hear people telling me that the game is going to be between Georgia's offense and OU's defense. I don't think that's true. I think we're focused right where we should be, which is Georgia's defense, their strength, against OU's offense, our strength. Sydney says, I have an SEC friend, of course, who says Bama is smart for scheduling Mercer. Makes me want to pull my hair out. So, I mean, Sydney, I can't argue with them because they made the playoff. You know, they obviously knew something. You know, Laura says all we need is 30 seconds on the clock. And yeah. Spot the ball in Arizona. We don't care. Spot it in Vegas. We still gonna score. You can't stop us. Like that's what Georgia fans don't seem to recognize. You can't stop us. Like we're going to score. We're gonna get our points. It's about whether or not you're gonna get yours. You know, and most of the time you don't. You know, you just don't. Is Georgia built to play fast? So this is interesting. Georgia is not built to play fast if you're getting first downs, all right? I saw that in the film against Missouri, right? When they were able to get 3 and outs with Missouri, they got off the field. You did the defense a favor. You know, you basically had them do some gassers and then got them off the field. You have to get first downs. If you don't get first downs, yeah, tempo bites you. But if you're moving the ball the way we move the ball, yeah, fast break the hell out of them. Fast break the hell out of them. I mean, just turn it into an up and down game. Make it feel like Trae Young is running the point on them. You know, get up and down. Because that's how I would call it, you know. I mean, we be tempo, lightning fast all the time. Let me see. What else we got in here? Hudson Moore says, "Hey, bro, I'm a Georgia fan. Trust me, y'all ain't going to get your points easily. Y'all will try and test the corners they will play." So, Hudson, I hear that. What's up, Kirk? I hear that. My response to that is, have you seen our running backs? Have you seen our offensive line? Okay? All right, we got a former Outland Trophy winner playing left tackle, fam. And you know this guy, Drew Samia, who nearly threw these hands in West Virginia? You don't know that dude? I know that dude. You know this guy, Bobby Evans? I know that dude. Huh? Eric Wren, all Big 12, first team. Ben Powers? I don't do nothing for you, huh? Look, man. Look, I watched these boys get tested by Ohio State up front, who is the most comparable defense that we have seen all year to what Georgia's going to put on the field. And I watched these men legitimately move you off the ball. All right, it was a thing of beauty because that offensive line said, not today. Not today. We're not having it. We are not having it. Not today. So, I hear you talking about testing corners, but here's the thing, though. Y'all play a cover 2 matchup, cover 3 matchup scheme. You're read and run the whole time. So, yes, we're going to burn your corners, too. We're going to just destroy them because they're read and run when they ought to be read and pass. So, you're going to get CD over the top. You're going to get Hollywood over the top. You will get Mike Hill up the middle. Also, what happens when Mark Andrews sits down in the zone? You going to drop Roquan Smith back? Huh? You going to drop your best blitzer back to cover 6'5", 250-pound tight end, John Mackey Award winner, first round draft pick. What you gonna do? What I'm saying, Georgia, is pick the way you want to get beat. You can get beat by the run, you can get beat by the pass. Doesn't matter to us. Like, that's the thing, though. You're so caught up in how much we throw the ball and how good Baker Mayfield is throwing the ball, you neglect how good we are at running it. We can destroy you running the football, man. Ask TCU. Ask West Virginia. Our second string quarterback can get 100 yards rushing on you today. All right? You know, like, don't stop picking fights with the offense. Okay? Stop picking fights with the offense. Ride the Nick Chubb, Sony Michel train, because that's the only way you win this game. You know? Like, I just we're good. We're good. The more I listen to you talk about the success OU's going to have against UGA, the more confident I get. So I should bet the house, RJ. Go for it, right? Daryl. I don't bet, fam, but I'm confident. I'm more than confident. Laura says, RJ, you getting my dog all worked up. Is he from Georgia? Laura, is he from Georgia? Let me see. Craig says, I think Ohio State defensive line and Worley are just as good or better than Georgia, and I hate them. Yeah, well, I'd say that's about right. I think that's the part about Georgia's defense is so underrated, is that defensive line. The more I watch film, the more I'm impressed with that line. They know what they're doing up front. They're big, they're fast, they're physical. Like, it reminded me of Friday Night Lights, in the movie where Dallas Carter was having their way with Permian, and Billy Bob Thornton comes and sits down next to Ivory Christian and says, Ivory, tell me what you see out there. Coach, they big, plus they fast. Coach. That's how I feel about that defensive line, They can be, Okie Club. Yeah, man, Lampkin go eat. So that's the thing. If Devontae Lampkin, Kenneth Mann, Neville Gallimore, Amani Bledsoe, if those boys come to play, it's not close. It's not close. It's not close. Like, it's not going to be close if those boys come to play. If the defensive line can hold down that line and keep the linebackers clean to make plays, it's not going to be close. Because I know that Kenneth Murray can wrap up. I know that Emmanuel Beal can wrap up. I know that Caleb Kelly can wrap up. Right? It's going to come down to line play. And Mike, you better put Obo's hand on the ground against these freshmen right tackle and right guard. You better put his hand on the ground. You better let that man go to work. I don't want to see Obo in any two-point stance. I don't want to see him strafing the line of scrimmage. And I doggone sure don't want to see him dropping back into coverage. I want to see him in my man's grill, Jake Fromm's grill. Miles, that's what's up. Do you think there will be any trick plays from either team? Yes. Because Lincoln's always got a trick player too. I don't know about Georgia. I don't think Georgia thinks that this is, 1975 when they play football. I formation right. Halfback blast on one. I think that's what Georgia's going to do, man. But Lincoln, think about the Big 12 championship. Think about when OU was playing, like had that 4th and 1. Remember that 4th and 1 where they lined up an I formation big set and everybody's going, what the heck is going on? And all of a sudden they snuck it. That was phenomenal. That was beautiful. Like, I loved that. Jared's back. That's what's up. I love that. That was so much fun. Yeah, and Lincoln has shown from jump. He loves a trick play. He likes to have fun in his play calling, and I like that too. So I'm sure he's got something dialed up for the Georgia defense. As soon as they start biting and they try to come down with that cover 3 8-man front, he's going to destroy them. I can't wait to watch it. Because unlike Mike Stoops, I'm quite sure that Lincoln Riley is better at coaching the air raid than I am at coaching his air raid. Now, Mike, anytime you want to give me your play calling responsibilities and go get nachos, say the word, fam. I'm not joking, Mike. I'm not joking. Because every time you call this 335, I want to come through my TV screen. Every single time. And if you call it 335 against a run-oriented Georgia football team, I'm coming through my TV screen, fam. I can't with this mic. I think I'm going to rewatch the Big 12 championship game. It's still on my DVR. Yes! You can learn some things, too. Why did y'all let Venables go? Man, Marco, are you new? You must be new. You must be new. Caleb Kelly needs to have a big game. This is true. They think they'll be able to contain 6-0 Savage. Nancy, you're right. They think they won't. Hey, speaking of contain, y'all hear the one where Colin Coward called 6-0 Savage pudgy? Called him fat. Y'all remember that? That happened earlier this week. He was trying to talk about what kind of quarterback that Baker Mayfield is most like. Refused to put him in the same category as Russell Wilson or Drew Brees. He called him a chubby Chase Daniel. Man. Colin just lives to troll, man. Georgia's that team every year that's really good, then pees down their legs somewhere along the way. Sydney off the top rope. That's what's up. Yep. I think Mike will go 3-0-8. Daniel, why are you trying to hurt my feelings, man? Fake field goal. Austin hits Baker for 50 yards TD trick play game. Andrew with the fan fiction. I like it. Nah, man. So Colin Cowherd stays trying to style on Baker Mayfield. Like, why? Why? Like, what? I honestly, somebody help me here. SEC offenses make Mike Stoops look smart. Doctor off the top rope. Somebody help me here. Why does Colin Cowherd want to style on Baker Mayfield? Why not want to root for that guy? Anybody know? I don't get it. Joe Klatt sees it. You know, even Kirk Herbstreit's coming around. David Pollock's been riding the train since jump. You know, what's Colin Cowherd's problem? You know, I don't get it. I mean, Kirk, I see jealous of what, though? Like, jealous of who? You know, Nebraska friend of mine called Baker a high school quarterback. That's because he's at Nebraska. Ask him what Nebraska did this year, fam. Colin Cowherd said OU will win it all, just doesn't like him as an NFL QB. Psh, I still think Cowherd's a punk. Why? How can you call the most efficient quarterback in college football history not an NFL QB? I'm not talking about putting up numbers. I'm not talking about Timmy Chang. I'm talking about efficient. I'm talking about hits dudes in stride. Let me see. OU picked by 2. Auburn was the favorite in the SEC championship. So what's the difference? Difference is y'all haven't seen OU, poof. Y'all saw Auburn. Y'all got film. Y'all know what they do. That's the difference. You think you know what OU is going to do. You don't. You think you know what OU is made of. You don't. You think you know what you're walking into in Pasadena in that cross-country flight you're going to take. You don't. You're not ready, man. Everybody thinks they're ready. And then they get on the field, they see the speed of the game, and find out, oh, my God. You know, yeah, Daryl, I just dropped Timmy Chang. I know. You in Hawaii over there. I got you, fam. Let me see. Somebody in here. Well, that's what. Eve says, Colin Cowherd is a ratings guy. He needs to say stuff outlandish to even try to compete with Rich Eisen. Why can't you just be smart? Just be smart. Just be smart. Dan Patrick's smart. Just be smart. You know, you don't have to spew vitriol if you're smart. If you do your research. Who wins, Clemson or Alabama? Who would you rather play? Clemson. Clemson. I don't, you know, look, it's not, for me, it's not about getting the easiest matchup. All right? I throw that out. I don't care about the easiest matchup. I just want Clemson. We owe Clemson. We owe Clemson for the Russell Athletic Bowl. We owe them for the Orange Bowl. We owe Clemson. Okay? We owe Clemson because we gifted them the man who gave them a national championship. Okay? We gifted them the best defensive coordinator in football today. Quite honestly. You know, so we owe Clemson. We owe Clemson. We owe that whole staff. All right? Because honestly, outside of Jimmy Johnson, who was perfect against OU, Dabo Swinney's next. You know? And we don't get another shot at Jimmy Johnson. So I want every bit of Dabo Swinney. Because Clemson fans out here like they own OU, and they don't. And I need to get them in the national championship so we can style on them. Baker got beef. I got beef. Let me see. Onikuno says Venables is still Venable. Secondary gets still smoked against legit passing games. Yeah, Onikuno said we had a legit passing game last year, fam. And the year before that. And the year before that. To actually tell me when we haven't had a legit passing game since Trevor Knight. You know, we didn't had one, fam. We get Venabled by the vulnerables. You know, like he just got us. Maybe Venables has actually figured out the air raid. I hope not. I hope not. But if anybody would do it, it'd be him. You know, it wouldn't be Kirby Smart. Let me see. What else we got in here? Let me see. Let's see. Cowherd and Skip Bayless have romantic dinners together. Okie Cub taking no prisoners. What's up, Bruce? Derek says, I just want both SEC teams to lose and not have a team in the Natty. Yeah, I mean, I would like to think that that would be a thing that happens, but we've already seen that the college football playoff will put them in anyway, so they don't care. College football playoff better be glad they didn't give us the go last year. We were the best at the end of the season. Marshall's got a point. Let's see. Nicholas says, is it really an air raid? I don't know what you're talking about. Kurt, let's see. Stellan! Your dad puts you on blast. If you got kids that are listening and you want me to put them on blast, drop their names in the chat. I might ask you how to pronounce the names because I don't want to mispronounce anybody's name. So don't take it personally. I want to get it right. Let me see. Foolish Team, you've been watching film. That's cool. Watch this. Cam Newton. I see you, Demon. I see you. We're talking about practice, fam. We're talking about practice. Name that quote. So who do you think drafts Baker? So that's an interesting question. That's an interesting question. I've seen Cincinnati taking him, you know, which kind of makes sense, especially if the rumors are true that Marvin is finally going to retire. That makes sense. You know, also New York Giants makes sense. You know, I don't think they want to draft a Sam Darnold. What's up, Don? You know, I don't think they want. Let me see. My kid's name is the University of Baylor, Baker Mayfield. You know, so Cincinnati makes sense. The Chargers make sense. Denver doesn't know what they're doing, so maybe they take a stab. Maybe they take a swipe at him if he's still there. Yeah, I really like the New York combo. I do. I want to see him reunited with Shep. Although there's a lot of folks that wouldn't mind seeing him reunited with Mixon. I think that the Shep thing makes more sense, but that's just me. I don't know. So people talking about perhaps maybe Baker gets drafted by the Saints to be the heir apparent to Drew Brees. I don't see it that way. Like they tried to do that once before, and it just doesn't work. Number one, because he's not going anywhere, man. Like I wouldn't want to be Drew Brees' backup. He's not going anywhere. It's like backing up Brady. You know, when you're going to retire, Brady? 72. You know? Actually, that would make sense, though. If Baker Mayfield actually did go to the Patriots, I wouldn't be mad. You know, I wouldn't be mad at all. Okie says the Broncos are a good fit. Is that because you're a Broncos fan, Okie? Because I'm not necessarily sure. Because my man likes to throw the ball all over the yard, and the Broncos like to run the football. Let me see. What else we got in here? What? Well, you're blocked. Let me see. Saban retires if he doesn't win a national championship year. Not at all. No. Saban is like Bear Bryant. He might pass away if there's no football to coach. Let me see. RJ, please give a shout out to the quick to OU basketball right quick. So I did this yesterday. Like yesterday's live show was completely devoted to Trae Young and the basketball team destroying Wichita State. They call it an upset. But if you leave from the start to the finish and you style on them to the tune of 91 points on the road, that's not an upset. You know, that's not an upset. But yeah, Trae Young is the truth. I think Saban will retire within 5 years. I don't think so, Onikuno. I think that he thinks he can do this forever. I think he's got that much hubris. That's one of the PhD words. What do you think Baker's Heisman statue would look like? I think it's going to be one of him throwing the football. You know, I think they're going to keep it generic. Try not to make anybody mad. Evasive Stagger says, depending on what happens with Kirk Cousins, because that's always up in the air, maybe the Redskins would draft a guy who they don't have to worry about putting the franchise tag on every year. That's a good point, but I guess the knock on the Redskins offense is that it's plug and play. Like they tend to think that anybody can run that offense and that Kirk Cousins isn't really that great a quarterback. I don't know. I could see that. But if it's run with the same sort of principles and Kirk Cousins gets to go, that would make a lot of sense. So maybe a sleeper pick. Oh, also sleeper pick. Apparently people want Baker to end up at Jacksonville for some reason. I think Bortles has that job sewn up. So I don't see that. Miami would make sense. Because is Tannehill going to be healthy? Maybe. But, you know, Baker Mayfield to Kenny Stills? I'd watch that. I'd watch that. Let me see. Who we got? Richard says something about his younger brother. I don't know what that was, fam. Mama says Broncos threw when Peyton Manning was there. Yeah, she's right. Saban will be Joe Paterno Jr. I hope not, man, because the way that Joe Paterno went out was bad. I don't wish that on anybody. No, nobody. Matter of fact, my favorite sports writer was writing a biography of Joe Paterno. His name's Joe Posnanski, my favorite sports writer. He was writing a biography of Joe Posnanski during that whole thing, and it kind of ruined the book. Sucked. Sydney Tillery says, you think they'll honor Baker's request to have his statue wear a headband? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think that's I'd put the over-under on that at maybe. Because I could see them doing it, but I could also see them not doing it. You know, because I think, you know, OU wants to be as conservative as they can get about these statues, because these statues have to be up forever. You know, Rod's okay says, RJ, I see UGA running a lot of wildcat formations. Yeah, I can see that too. But if you're going to telegraph the way that you're going to go with the ball that way, why? You know, at least put Jake Fromm there to make it look like you want to throw the ball. I mean, it ain't like they got Kerryon Johnson back there. Although I think to your point, West Virginia nearly destroyed us with the wildcat. See you, Jamie. So yeah, maybe. Man, that would suck, because we got toe up by the wildcat. All right, P-Dub. Tell the wife I said what's up. Let me see. What else we got in here? Mama says something about TU mollywop my pocketbook. Ooh, yeah, Mama got words for TU. So, for folks that don't know, I went to the University of Tulsa for undergrad, and I went to OU for my master's. And now I'm going to Oklahoma State for my PhD, because I'm from Oklahoma. So, when Mama making that joke, she's talking about me going to the University of Tulsa. Poof says, Fromm a legitimate QB next year, or put the 5-star commit in his replacement, have a freshman QB there for 3 straight years. Do whatever you want, Poof. Y'all don't throw the ball. Doesn't matter if you got a 5-star QB. You don't throw the ball. You know? Like, why didn't the Wildcat work for us, Kelly says. Because we're too much. I mean, Baker Mayfield's got his. I mean, you take away the strength of the offense, where every time you want to put Baker Mayfield out on the perimeter, you know, you get to key in. And folks are so used to saying, hey, Baker beat us with the pass, that when you don't have to worry about it, you just blitz. I mean, that's what I would do. I'd go fill the gaps. So I don't expect to see OU run the Wildcat at all. This game, or if they make the national championship, when we make the national championship, I don't expect them to run it then, because you're taking the ball out of your best playmaker's hands. Let me see. I hear Mike is practicing with the 2-2-7 scheme. CD. CD has no chill. Miles says, who do you think has the best D in the playoffs? Got to be Clemson right now. It's got to be. It's got to be Clemson right now. Clemson's defense has the ability to bail out its offense in a way that Georgia's just can't. You know, if the offense turns the ball over, Georgia's toast. You know, they can't do it. They're like the Baltimore Ravens. They're just hoping that the offense doesn't do them in. Or the Vikings this year. They're hoping that the offense doesn't make it too hard for them to win the game. You know? Clemson, though. Clemson's got some legitimate ball hawks back there. They got not just big corners. They got big corners that can run, unlike Georgia. You know, the ACC is actually pretty balanced, and Brendan Venables has been great at recruiting ends that can get to quarterbacks, and recruiting guys that went to the league, and like Mackenzie Alexander, who can just flat out run and also look like they're linebackers. They're just enormous. Tulsa was good last year. Man, I will not have good things to say about Tulsa, Charles. Never have good things to say about Tulsa. Nah. I don't care if Tulsa was good. It'll never be as good as it was when I was in school. Never. When Malzahn was offensive coordinator and Chad Morris was coming through and Ty Graham was head coach, it'll never be that good. Let me see. What else we got in here? Let me see. Who else we got? Oh, Brendan. Eric! Dad put you on blast. Let me see. I missed that one. Hold on just a second. Trent, let me see. Shout out to my daughter, Paisley Grace Harvey. Paisley! Dad put you on blast. Jerry Rome was not, man, forget Jerry Rome. No. Got any news on Bray Walker? Other than he's committed and he's signing on Wednesday, Doc. Speaking of which, I want to talk a little bit about that. I don't know if everybody's caught up on the commits and the offers. So, real quick, I'm going to run through this list of commits, and we'll get to questions that people have. Bray Walker, committed. TJ Pledger, committed. Ronan Perkins, committed. Ron Tatum, Daryl Spencer, all these guys are committed. Jalen Crawford, by the way, Jaquaylin Crawford, is going to play for a state championship, Texas. Matter of fact, he had a pretty great game on Saturday. He rushed for 105 yards and a touchdown on 13 carries. Most of y'all probably know that Tanner Mordecai, the 2018 quarterback commit, didn't have a great day passing, but he won. You know, they're going to state championship. 16 of 30 for 199 yards and a touchdown with 2 picks. Also ran for 62 yards, 2 scores on 18 carries. I mean, that's a pretty complete day. But the guy that I wanted everybody to really take a closer look at was Solomon Tula-Apupupu, solo, at a Mater Dei, right? Linebacker, inside linebacker. You know, I know we got Brian Asamoah coming in, but I really want another Mike. I want another Mike. I want somebody who can fill in the middle of this defense next to Kenneth Murray and Caleb Kelly. And I've been watching film of this kid. I like him. I like him a lot. You know, I don't see him taking too many false steps. He could put on some more size, but who can't? You know, he gets low when he tackles. He wraps up and puts guys on the ground. It's, you know, he does those tackling. I see the Deshaun White, but I've already decided Deshaun White's gone to Texas A&M from what I've been reading, man. Like, I don't see that. You know, he's committed. He wants to be there. Plus, he's outside linebacker. You know, I want a Mike. Redmond, yes. Redmond is probably, so Jalen Redmond is probably the best defensive end coming in this class. I know that's a hot take to a lot of people because they like Ronnie Perkins. But I've watched film of this kid from Midwest City, man, and I just love him. I love his game. I love his game. Like, he's a plug-and-play right away in that oboe position for me. All right, Kirk, deuces. What do you think the future of Rodney Anderson is? Does he stay for another year or run away from all the crazy women at OU? I think if he gets a good draft grade back, right, if he gets third round or higher, he's gone. I think he's gone, you know. Well, Trapper, then go get film of this kid if he's in your backyard. Don't sit on your laurels, fam. I got you. I love you, Trapper. Nah, I think Rodney should go. But that's my stance on every kid, right? If a kid has an opportunity to go get paid, and go get paid in a real way, I mean, not to go get paid like get drafted in the 5th round. I mean, go get paid in the 1st, 2nd round, go. Like, people have been asking me about Trey Young. Do I think he's one and done? If he keeps doing what he's doing, yeah. Ain't no reason. KT was good. Ain't no reason to stay. You know? Why? Because you want to win a national championship? Who doesn't? But, I mean, you only have this body and this skill set for this short amount of time. Use it to go get your money, go back, get your degree, do the Roy Williams. You know? He got his degree this weekend. Years after the fact. You know? Okay, Trapper. Trapper got stories about filming at high schools. That's what's up. Let me see what else we got in here. Let me see. Andrew says some strange questions in here. Gonzo says, how well do you expect our fan base to travel to the game? And why would this year's team match up better against Clemson compared to the last 2 meetings? All right. So the first is, I think OU travels well everywhere we go. You know, I think that's a given. But here's the thing, though. It doesn't matter if we travel well because Baker Mayfield is just destroying people on the road. He loves playing on the road. He loves being in a road environment, and the team rallies around him. Okay? The second answer to that question is this team, for the most part, is guys that are chippy about losing to Clemson, right, 2 years ago, and a bunch of guys that never played against Clemson. They won every bit of Clemson. They want to prove themselves. CD doesn't know anything about Clemson. You know? Think about that. Kenneth Murray doesn't know anything about Clemson. You know? Trey Norwood, Trey Brown, they don't know anything about Clemson. They won every bit of these kids. You know? So I think this is a win either way. All right. We're coming up on the hour mark. You know I don't like to keep anybody here longer than an hour. Okay, Prince, you're gone. So let's start running through the roll call right quick. So if you're in the chat, say what's up. I'll call you out. Let me see. Charles, Bishop Gorman, DeMarco Murray. Yeah. Let me see. Who's in here? KT! Appreciate it, fam. Craig, what's up? Boomer, what's good? Bryce, what's good? Brendan, what's good? Free Ray! Joshua Young, what's good? Daniel, what's good? Trapper, what's good? Gonzo, Richard, Elephant, Marshall, what's good? Ryan, Jackie, Cryptic, what's good? Evasive, what's up? Valerie, Kelly, what's good? Poof, thanks for coming through. Nancy, what's up? Trent, what's good? Jared, what's good? Raw, Laura, Ryan, Q, Douglas, Bobby, Nick, Jeff, I think it's Landon, Andrew, Nicholas, CD. Let me see. Who else we got? JSL Carpentry. That's what's up. Brendan, what's good? Bruce, what's good? Hank. I like it. Let me see. Who else we got in here? JD, what's good? The Debate Hitman. I like it. Jerry, what's good? Don. King, what's good? Cade, what's up? Bobby, what's good? Thomas, what's up? Let me see. Who else did? Doc. I see you, Doc. Let me see. Who else did I miss? Okie, what's up? Cade, what's up? Bobby, what's up? Medical. Mama. Sydney, what's good? Thanks for coming through. Robert, appreciate you, fam. Nancy with the 48-17, I like it. Cirrus, what's good? Robert, what's good? Robert Trevino, I like it. Derek, I'll see you. I know Terry was in here. I think I hit Sydney up. Yep. Also, remember, if you are in the chat and you tell me that you're in the chat, want to follow on Twitter, hit me up. I love people getting involved. Sooner Republic for you Reddit users, come through, say what's up, say hi. I'm there too. All right. If you like the videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be live again on Wednesday, like we do every Wednesday. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow. Deuces, fam. Love y'all.